everyone, this is Lori from the Crafting Auntie. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'd like to welcome all my new subscribers and those that have been with me. And we are going to continue making projects for this Steampunk Lap Book that I've got going. So far we have done all the covering. We have done this coin flip using plastic coin holders. So I have these. And then we have done this little flip here, which I still need to cover the back. So that's still a project I have to do. We did this gatefold, which opens up like this, and this, and this, and we have pockets and a pad of paper here. And then we also did this tag flip where we stamped, we grunged, we added tags front and back, and we added eyelets. And I still want to put something in here of which I don't know yet. So we still have that to do. And then there's more here that needs to be done. But what I thought today is I wanted to work more on this front area. So I have a thought. I want to take a couple of scrap pieces I've got here that I've kind of cut to size, and I want to use these little tiny vellum envelopes again, and I want to make a little pocket that pulls out. I want to add it here, but I also don't want to completely cover this guy up, so I'm going to add it kind of on a hinge. And then I'll probably use a bulldog clip, I think, this time. So I want to do that, and I'm going to be using a couple of pieces that all I did was measure to the size of all my little envelopes. And then I made the back one larger because I want to fold this. So it'll be like a hinge here. So it'll fold over like that. So that's my plan there. Then I have this, which is going to be a little booklet. I've covered the inside now. I need to grunge it up some more, and we need to add the paper, of which I think I might just stitch that on. And then I want to put it here. I had an idea of using leather to strap this in and have it be coming in up from behind. However, I have already glued down this little pocket here. So it's a pocket. So I'm going to try it anyway, but I'm probably going to do it off camera, so then I'll show you what I did. Because who knows, I have to kind of get underneath in this pocket, and I'm not sure how that's going to go. I will try to see if I can do it on camera. But the other thing is I've got this fold out here, and part of it would be under here and part of it would be under here, which means somehow I would have to get this leather down in through here too. So I'm not really sure how that's going to work. We'll cross that bridge if I can get to it today. But for right now, let's go ahead and let's work on these two things to go in the front. And then I also want to add this guy. And I have this frame, and I'll trim him down and grunge him up. And I think I'm going to put him up here. And then I do want to add a piece of leather with some eyelets. So let's see how far we can get today. So let's start with this one. So let's go ahead and I'll grunge this up some more. And again, I'm just going to be using ground espresso. It's what I've used all along on this. So we're just going to get those edges. Grunge the corners just a little bit more because I like that there. I also want to do this. So we'll just keep doing that. until I'm happy. I'm going to do the outside and the inside. This was done on white cardstock, so it's not on the parchment paper because it'd be too thin. However, the inside is covered with some of the parchment paper. So we'll just add some more grunging there. And I think we'll do some splatter stamping as well. So let's see. Let me get my splatter stamp kind of hidden over here. And let's add some of this. Okay. And let's do this side. Yeah, that really adds to it. Here, here, and here. Okay, so I will take this, stitch this all around, and stitch the papers in, so there'll be a stitch along here. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and work on this because I do want to add some stitching on this as well. First thing I think I want to do is round the corners. And I'm just kind of winging this. I'm not really sure how this is going to come out. So let's round. This would be the outside corner, so I want to do the same thing on this side. Here. Okay. So that would go like this. And I want to grunge this up. So let's do that. I'm thinking this through as I go along. So bear with me here. I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go along. And I also want to do this inside part as well because I don't want it white. Just give it some color. So many things you could do with the distress inks just to grunge up something and have it look vintagey very quickly just by using some of your oxides if you have those. And if you don't, you can always use a watercolor or something like that, chalk. Something that's dry would be chalk if you had that. I do have some chalks, not that I ever use them. I've had them for years. In fact, I used to use them on ceramics when I did ceramics years ago. And I thought, well, I better hang on to those because you never know, I might be able to use them here. You can also use your alcohol markers if you need to color, or just stencil with, yeah, with your inks. Okay, so I want, let's see, let's think this one through. So this is going to go on the back here, and I want it this way. So I think I'm going to fold this. It's going to be pretty much like 1/2 inch. So it would go like this. And then this is going to go on top and cover after we do our little envelopes. So you saw me do these on this project previously, where I had this little holder here and then this flips out. And that's what I want to create on the lap book as well. And this is not my design. These have been out there. I just enjoy doing them. And I have all these old vintage, I guess they're like a wax paper. They're just really cool envelopes that I got from Etsy, from a site on Etsy. So first off, I'm going to do is just glue these all closed. So I have 8 of these. I wanted to have a little bit more than what I put on the last ones. I think I put 6, I think. So we're going to close all these up. If you don't have any of these, you could make some small envelopes. You could use some other style of small envelopes. You know, I don't know if there's anything out there, but whatever you may have. It doesn't always have to be the same thing that I'm using, but you know, there's other ways of doing it. If you have an envelope punch board, you can make a whole bunch of small ones. And then you can also just make them from scratch just by making square pieces and making them to the size that you need. So there's other ways of doing this. And if you want it bigger, you can use regular envelopes. Okay, I think this is the last one. And then what we're going to do is cut a slit at the top, a little bit off the top, so that it opens up like a pocket. So I want these all the same way. Make sure they're all facing, so the flap is here, so you want them all the same way. And then I'm going to clip them with some of my mini clips. So let me use a clip. This isn't very thin, very thick, so hopefully I can just do this all in one shot. So grab my ruler and my knife. And then I'm just going to take a very little, I think I better put this at the side here. Let me add one more, just to be sure it doesn't slip on me. Okay. Oh, this is kind of hard to do. Okay, let's do it this way. I'm going to do it this way. Pressing down really hard. Just run it across here a couple times. Get all of them cut. Just take your time at it. Okay, I think we got it. Little snip here. Just take that off. Okay. That. Clean this. Oops, don't drop my knife. Close that up so we don't get hurt. And close up my glue that I'm terrible at doing all the time. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add a bead of glue down the center of each one. Just make sure these are open, so these all have a pocket now. And we're going to glue the center to each one, and that's going to create our little accordion fold pocket. So I'm just going to add glue right to the center, just like that. Press it on the next one. Line it up. Like that. So far we have our two little pockets, so they would look like this. And I'm just going to keep doing that until I have them all together. Just keep lining them up and gluing them down. Okay. Couple more. Doesn't take a lot of glue. Just make sure you have on the right side, that you have cut off that sliver at the top. Oops, it slipped on me. There we go. It just takes a little bit of patience. And since this one has a couple more than what I did on the last one, it takes just a tad longer. Okay, so we've got those all together now. Close up my glue again. Okay, so what's going to happen now is this is going to go on here, this will go inside here, and then this will go on the top, and then it will flip open. But first I want to go ahead and do some stitching. So I'm going to go off camera, I'm going to take care of that, and I'll be right back. Okay, we got some stitching done. So I've stitched both of these, and then I also stitched this all the way around, and then I stitched the papers in. And then off camera, because I knew it was going to be like a huge hassle, I put some leather straps in, and it was not easy. So it took me a while. So I'm glad I did it off camera so I wouldn't look silly. So this side happens to be underneath the pocket, and of course I have to repair a little bit of the pocket here that popped up. So I'm going to do that. So re-glue down my pocket right here. And press that down. So underneath here is where the one leather is. The other one is right here. And I thought it would be kind of fun to add an eyelet there. So I think what I'm going to do is just glue this down. And that's all I did on the other one, but you can't see it on this side. But I thought this one you could see, so it'd be kind of fun, I think, to add an eyelet. So I'm just going to hold this down for a little bit, get some things out of my way here. I don't know if you're like me when you're crafting, but I always end up with way too much stuff around me. Okay, now because this is a quite inside the center here, I'm going to use my big bite, and I'm going to grab an eyelet. And I think I will use these dark colored ones. So let's just grab one of these. So these are the color of them. They're a lot darker. And this is not staying as well as I would like it. So let's go ahead and put a hole in. And I'm going to use the larger setting. And let me get some room here so I can get it in place. And I'm going to try and center. I think maybe I'll do two. I mean, why not, right? So let's do one here and one here. Let's see, is that? Yeah. Okay, so let me grab one more eyelet. And add these into, I think I have the right setting. So let's bring that guy down. Is that cinching? No, it's not. Let's see. I think we got the right top. Maybe we have the wrong bottom part. Let's try this one. See if that helps. let's put this one in. Okay, there we go. And let's see, what does it look like on the other side? Not bad, because it's going to be covered up anyway. Okay, so these are secure now. Oop, the glue did not really stay well. Let's see. Need to fix this again. I think this time I'll use Fabri-Tac. And then make sure it's good and dry. Kind of awkward getting in here. And I don't want to glue my pocket shut, so I have to be careful. So let me just press this down. Yeah, see there's some glue seeping. So I want to make sure I get that off. And I'm just going to hold it down for a few seconds. That'll give it a little bit more time to dry. The art glitter glue probably would have held if I would have held it down just a little bit longer before I glued that shut again. I think that's much better. Okay, now let me fix this again. And we're just going to let that dry. And we won't mess with this part for a bit. So let's move on to our little fold out pocket. And we'll get that situated on here. Okay, so that's where that will go. And so here, let's work on this guy. Okay, so I want to glue this down here. This way. I thought something wasn't quite right. Is it that? I'm still thinking about this. Actually, I think it goes this way, and then this goes on top. But then we've got the white. Okay, so we need it this way. And then this goes on top. But this I want like this, I think. And then this will go on top with all the envelopes. I think I got it figured out now. Okay, so I think I'm going to glue this down. It's always fun creating something different and new for a project, or just trying to figure out what you're doing to come up with some fun things that go inside either a journal or like this lap book. Okay, and then that will go on top, and then this whole thing will flip. Okay, so now let's take our envelopes. Now they should be dry, so they all open up. Let's make sure of that. So here, just make sure that they open all perfectly good before we put them in. Sometimes the glue seeps a little bit. There's that. Oh, this one's a little bit closed. Let's see if we, there we go. Here, oh, this one, let's get them all open. And all the way to the end. Let's get this one. There we go. So when this opens up, we've got this. All right, so let's kind of come up in the center here, and we'll glue this down. That there, and we'll center it. And then we're going to glue this on top of the envelope. So I'm just going to add glue to the envelopes to this side. Match everything up. Hold that down for a little bit. and then it will open like this, and it'll completely flip over. So you've got something here, you've got your pockets here, and I want to use a small, I think a small bulldog clip, so let's try that here. And then that will flip over, and that will just add a little extra metal piece to this. Okay, so now let's see, how are we doing here? I just want to make sure this is good and dry. Let's make sure a pocket still works. And it does. Very good. And here's our two eyelets. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so now we've got this, and I want to put this on here, and I think with a buckle. So let me grab a buckle and let's figure this out. Okay, I have my buckle, so I'm going to use this one. These are from Tim Holtz. And so I'm trying to figure out, I think I want this to be kind of in the center here. So I want to put a brad on here, and I want to fold it. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I think I want to trim this down, so let's cut this off here. Okay. And then let's do this here. And I want to add a brad. Let me just grab my pokey tool. Okay, let's see, that's good. Put it through the leather, make sure it goes, put it through the hole on the buckle, and let's turn that over, so make sure we get it right. And then press those down. And I think what I want to do is cover the back. So let's take another little piece of leather. And a little bit bigger. It's too small, shortchange myself. And I want to cover those brad legs so they stay. So let's use again some of the fabric. Fabri-Tac, Fabri-Fix, this is Fabri-Fix. They all work the same, whatever you have. Just something that would be strong. And then I'm going to line these up so that they're, I don't know if you could see, but they're up and down straight, and then put this on top, and I'm going to clamp it. I'm going to leave that there. So there is the one side, and then the other side we just need to, let me just straighten this out. We just need to make some small holes, and I'll use a small micro punch for that, but I'm going to let this dry. Okay, put my glue. So let's see how our little accordion folder is working. So it opens like this. You could glue this down if you wanted to, but I kind of like this. I want to see both sides, and I like the fact that it's a little flip too. So yeah, so that's working. just make sure they're all open. Sometimes this is like very vintage glassine envelopes, and so the glue might have seeped a little bit. Okay, so let's see. I want to do this guy also. So let's let this dry and let's figure out this guy to go right up here. So I have this frame, and it is cut from the Tim Holtz sandable craft paper. So let me grab my sander and let's just give it a little grunge here. I'm being careful because this is pretty thin wall. It's done from a square nesting die set. So you're just using a little bit bigger and a smaller one inside just to get that frame. And if you don't have that, you can use a knife, you can use with your ruler. Okay, so he's a little big. So let's cut a little bit off the bottom. Let's see where we are now. So I want to make sure I have something to attach to, just a tiny bit off the top. Make sure. I think I take a little bit more. I'll just take the rest of the white off here. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to also grunge him up. So let's do some folding like this. Give him an older look. Okay, and also on the edges. And I'm going to just use my scissors carefully. And if it tears a little bit, I'm okay with that. I want it to look old. I think he kind of looks sort of steampunky with that hat on. And like this has trains on it, so it kind of looks like a distinguished train guy that maybe he owns a car or something. I don't know. I'm just making this up as I go along. Okay. Let's see. Let's do a little sanding. Yep. Now grunging. My paper. Ground espresso again. Let's give him some grunge. I want him looking old. Very vintagey. And this. Okay. Let's see. Let's see how we're looking. Okay, so here he is. If you can see him, pretty good. All right, and it's going to go on this outside flip piece right here. Do I want, do I want a couple of small eyelets? Well, let's glue him on and then we can figure it out. So I'm just going to put some around the edge. I'm not putting any acetate over him at all. I want him to look old, just vintagey, like an old photo. Center him. Press him down good. Now, do I want a couple of eyelets? Maybe even a piece of leather at the top. I think that's what I want. Okay, so we have some small pieces of leather somewhere here. Here we go. I think I want to add a piece at the top here. So let me just cut this. Okay, see, let me glue this on here, here. Okay, I think I need to clamp this. Now, grab another one. Make sure this sticks good before I put the eyelets. Okay, let's see, see how our buckle's doing. I think we're dry. Okay, so let me thread this through. And I want it to hold it secure, so I kind of want it snug. So let's get a micro punch. I've got this, so you can kind of see how small it is. Seems to work perfect for this. So I think I'm going to start by punching right here. So I'm trying to line it up, get it as straight as I can, centered. Let me turn this around so I can see. Okay, a little bit higher up. Now I can't see this way. Sorry, I gotta get this where I can see what it is I'm doing. Okay, so here we go. And let's do one here and one there, one more. Not bad for not measuring. Not bad. Okay, so let's try to put this in place, then we'll cut off the excess. I think I want one more. One more in. Actually, I might go ahead and do, yeah, let's just do the one more. Let's see where we are. Okay. I don't want this to be glued down because I want to be able to see the train behind it. So that's why I'm doing it this way. Much tighter. That's much better. And so that's what we've got. Yeah, perfect. And then this will come down and this will come over, and that gives us, fills in our spine. So let's see, let's fold this in so you can take a look and see. So that holds it in there and it gives us some bulk in there. Kind of fills up that spine area that we've got there. So you can see it from here. Okay, so let's see. We have our guy here. Let me cover my glue up again because I'm terrible at it. And it dries so fast. Our glitter glue does. Okay, so an eyelet. I think I want to use the same eyelets. Let me grab those again. And let's see how we're doing. Yeah, I think I want one here. So let's get our crocodile. Large setting. Right there. Add our eyelet. You know what, before I set this, I think I'm going to stitch around this. That's what I'm going to do. So let me go do that and I'll be right back. Alright, I've stitched it. And that'll hold this on here too, a lot better. So now let's put the eyelet. So set that. Like that. And let's glue him right there. And this is like a shiny, the back of the either the photo booth or the Photomatic Tim Holtz Photo. So I'm going to press this on and clamp it. So give it a bit to grab hold. Oops. Make sure we got it straight. And let me put this one here. Can't really put one here, so I'm just going to press on this. Give it a couple seconds to grip. Okay, so we've got that, and I think I want to do one more thing. I think I want to add a couple more eyelets and another piece of leather. I think I need a wider piece. Let me see. I have some other leather down here that I like using. And there's one in here in particular. I've used this off and on projects recently. I really like this. And I'm thinking it would be fun to add a piece here with some eyelets. And I think I want to cut a piece. So let's see. See if I can cut this straight. So, well, it's not very straight, but we'll straighten it up. And let's cut it about here. Okay, so let me straighten this guy up. I'm not very good at cutting straight, especially when it's leather, because it's tougher to deal with. But we will get it as straight as we can. That's pretty good. So here's what I'm thinking. Here, and then maybe 1, 2, 3 eyelets. That's what I'm thinking. Do I want these? Or do I want a different color? You know, we have some bronze ones in here that might show up better. Let's try that. I'm all for trying new stuff. So let's do 3 right here. Let me stitch around it and I'll be right back. Okay, I've just run a stitch around it. Probably can see it better on this side. So it's just a little stitch around it. Let's give it some more character. And I'm going to glue this down. I'm going to use the Fabrifix again, or Fabri-Tac, whatever it is you have. I just want a strong glue because with leather or fabric, you want it to stay on there. So I'm just going to add the glue. Center it about there. Press it down. Add a clamp. I think these are dry. Okay, and then we will add our eyelets. I'm happy. So far, so good. Oh, let's trim this down. I think what I'll do is I'll trim it like on an angle. I think a little shorter. There we go. Okay. This dry a little bit, and then let's add the eyelets. Get this around where I can see what I'm doing. I think this is probably good. Okay, so let's do 3. So we'll do 1, kind of close together, 2, 3. Okay. Now let's add our eyelets. You just hold it up like this so I can get to it and you can see what I'm doing. So add the eyelets. And press them down. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Yes. Coming together nicely. Looks good on this side too. And I'm not worried about that. Okay. I think we did quite a bit today. Let's just review. We'll take a little look here. So we created this little fold out pocket. You can put all kinds of goodies in here. And did this bulldog clip. I may add something in here, I'm not sure yet. And then underneath here we added this leather strap like a belt, and it's holding this, which does come out so you can see the train underneath. So we've got that, and we've got a couple of eyelets here which you really don't see at all because we're holding in this side of the strap. So put that back on. So this is removable, so you can journal in it if you're a journaler. And then we also added this sky here, and we added this leather strap with an eyelet, and then we added a piece of leather here with 3 eyelets. And that's what we've done so far. So we have more to do. I still need to put in my gatefold, but again, I am not sure how I want to secure that. Do I want it to be removable? I don't think so. I think I want to glue this in. But I'm waiting because I don't know what I'm going to do on this side, here and here. And then we still have our journal piece that's going to go, our signature that's going to go in here, which is going to be on the other side of this tag flip. So it's going to go in here. And I am thinking of reinforcing this, and I'm thinking of adding some fabric to the outside. Actually, we probably could do that. Let's see. Had a piece of fabric out. Now what did I do with it? Let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh, here it is. Right in front of me. So this is a Tim Holtz fabric, and this part here I'm thinking of using to reinforce. In fact, let's do that. Let's just do it. So I'm going to just cut it here, tear it, so I think this goes really well. And let's see, we'll have it hang over a little bit. So let me cut it here and tear it. Okay. Now I want to wrap it. Let's see, it's this way. wrap it around. So if I take it here and wrap it around, have a little bit hanging over, not a lot. Then let's cut it, tear it about here. Now let's see what we got. Let me lay this flat and let's see how we did. I may as well do this. Again, that way it can be drying. Okay, so if I put it right here, that will hang over a little bit there and a little bit there and over the top. It goes really well. Do I want it this way or do I want it this way? I think either way. Let's do this. I'm going to use the Fabrifix again. And that way it can be drying, and the next video we will work on doing some stamping, which we still haven't done, and getting some of the pieces glued in and figuring out what we're doing on those 2 pages. Okay. Let's see, line this up so it's straight. I don't mind that it's hanging over a little bit more on the back than the front. I'm trying not to cover up too much of the train in the front. Let's add some more here. I just want to make sure it's strengthened before I put the signature in. Okay, let's see. See how we're doing. So this comes over, and this comes over like this. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to let it dry, and then we'll be ready to move on the next video. Okay guys, that's it for today. I'll be back on Monday with another video, and I think this next week we'll be able to wrap this up. I have one idea that I have been watching Margaret on 7 Plaza, and she did, I think I may have mentioned this, she did an envelope flip out, and so on one of the inside, let me just carefully flip this over. I want to do that, and I think I've mentioned this already, but I want to do it on one of these because I don't want these to be completely covered. So I'm kind of thinking of an envelope flip here, and I think I want it this way, so it can flip up, and I'm thinking a pocket down here. This one, I have no idea yet. I do know that this is going to go here, and then I don't know if I want to do anything else to the back. I think I may want to just leave it because I think it's so pretty the way it is. Let me put this in camera so you can see. This is so cool, and I think this fabric really has set this off. Okay, we'll see you on Wednesday, and I'll figure out what I'm doing for the next video on this, and hopefully we're going to wrap this up next week, and we'll do a final flip through. Alright guys, you guys have a great day. God bless you all, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.